right process for kind of getting the control plans in place and making sure the right operating parameters are in place. And I guess the top thing to note is if you have a source that's in one of these situations and you need help, I guess I would refer you to Amy and Marcia because they've been doing a lot of this stuff. The second, I guess, flag is I believe there's a training that's being developed in Marcia's office that does kind of go into this in some detail, so you may want to keep an eye out for that. Marcia, correct me if I'm wrong. And then the third is just, I think the high-level answers to these questions are, if a source is controlling a pollutant without control, then the source should submit a petition for an alternative control device, and I think that's laid out in the rule. But if the source is using a presumptive control device for a different pollutant than the one it was intended, you don't need to do a petition for a new control device, but you should use a petition for alternative monitoring. Marcia, did I get that right?
You did.
Okay.
You did great.
Okay. So, just wanted to flag that issue is out there. Folks have put a lot of thought into it. If you need help, please reach out, and there are resources available.
And as far as the training goes, if anybody needs if anybody is interested, I know this group was involved in the review of that training course, and we specifically developed slides, to address the nuances of what Pravi just spoke about. But you either may not have had time to look at it, or you're new to the group and just didn't get a chance to look at it. I do have a PDF version of the final material. But the quote-unquote final, the review of it to get posted on our Inspector Wiki as an e-learning course is still going through that e-learning process, but that is largely does the e-learning, do the links work, that sort of stuff. It's not a substance review. The substance review has all been done. So if anybody, wants to see it, just don't release it outside of the agency. I'm happy to post it on the final PDF version of the PowerPoint on the SSI, not the SSI, the 129 SharePoint site. So I can do that. And he goes into detail about what Pravi just said and gives some examples about how it works. And what we mean by these terms, petition process and presumptive controls, and when one has to go one route and when one has to go another route. And that's a little tied to the topic that Navanita just spoke about on SISWE with Region 6, because they're looking at doing something through a petition process, only the language in the SISWE EG is a little bit different than the SSI, plus there is no federal plan for SISWE, so it makes it even a little squirrelier. But as Navanita said, hold tight on those because they are working on that sort of model language for doing similar things under SISWE.
Great. Thanks, Marcia. Are there any questions on the rule petitions for alternative controls and monitoring for Pravi or Spina? Or Pravi or Marcia? I'm sorry. I'm reading and talking at the same time. Okay, let's move on to regional report outs then. Region 10.
Yes. Our regional administrator is up in Alaska, and some folks up there are worried about some rulemaking they're hearing about that will affect the small remote incinerators. And I'm just wondering if there's something in the technical amendments for SISWE that maybe they're reading something into, or something that might affect those small incinerators?
So
Or-
the technical amendment doesn't have anything which addresses SRI issue in Alaska.
Okay.
The technical amendments, 100% is primarily testing and monitoring, and some of the glitches we got rid of. And Dave Bray reached out to me about this because I heard the rumor that the industry is thinking we are revising CISWI rules to address the SRI issue. That's the news to all of us. The only thing we could think of, recently the Senate is drafting a bill for 2019 budget. And for the 2019 budget, they took the similar language from 2018 budget, where it was written that EPA will not spend any money in implementing CISWI in Alaska for